Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
They got more evidence, more videos, more information proving that Tory Lanez ain't shoot this bitch. Now listen, the first time I heard about it, I knew Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan the Male Horse. Okay, do your homework on Megan the Male Horse. Have y'all heard about grab a leaf, folks? Because for some reason, nobody told me, bro. I've been getting off the thorn since I was 15. 15, for all my thoinkers out there that get off the smoking. Grab a leaf is the best shit ever, folks. I'm talking about, I done went and got everything. They got the hemp papers. That's what I got right here rolled up. They got the crushed right here. I got full boxes of everything. You got that? I got the cigar wraps and I got the whole leaves. And it's just like, oh boy. So before we get the video started, I know it's been a little second. You feel it? Get your thoink, flame it up, make sure it's rolled up in some grab a leaf. Yeah, and let's get it going.
Has this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation that we've been covering for the last year and a half, it's scary. And it gets scarier the more you dig through the rabbit hole. Because the deeper you go, the quicker you realize this is much bigger than Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
Right.
There's a lot more characters at play here. Who participated in a railroading of Tory Lanez. And they didn't participate in a railroading of Tory Lanez because they had this infinity for Megan Thee Stallion or they care for Megan Thee Stallion. As far as I'm concerned, Megan Thee Stallion was also used as a pawn in this situation.
Probably.
This is much deeper than celebrity culture. This is
politics.
This goes to politics.
Yeah, and that's when it get deep.
As we dig deeper and we learn more about the situation, new characters begin to get introduced. Like George Gascon. The district attorney for Los Angeles, who just lost his re-election.
We heard, that possibly he could be exonerated here. I want you to give my audience what they don't know and your analysis of actually what went down.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. And I got to tell you, I've been involved in looking into this case for almost about 6 months exactly now. It was brought to me by a board member, Diana London, with the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety.
He got that Carlton hairdo.
Regularly says she believed Tory Lanez was innocent. And as I looked through the case and I noticed a number of irregularities in the case, I began to come to that same conclusion that this was an innocent person.
Yeah, but why did it take y'all 3 years? Because I was thinking that since the first day I heard about it. Now it was 3 years. I was 23 years old. I wasn't no grown. You feel it? Like, dang.
Let me take you back to the very beginning.
What are you talking about?
First and foremost, we got a George Soros-funded prosecutor named George Gascon who was prosecuting this case. He was, at the time, coming off of his second recall attempt. He was in severe trouble as he had lost support in numerous demographics, key demographics to his electoral success.
So maybe he wanted Tory Lanez to get locked up because, see, this is where it gets spooky. Maybe he wanted him to get locked up because it would look good on him prosecuting and stuff like that, which is crazy.
Including black women, and he needed to do whatever he could to possibly win this election. I believe if Jesus Christ was Tory Lanez's attorney, Tory Lanez would have still lost his case no matter what.
When Gascon first got elected, a lot of his progressive...
he looked like a slimy mother. Look at him.
Policy sounded great in theory, and it sounded like something that the people of LA wanted, like zero bail policy for like 95% of crimes until people realized that their perpetrators were being released, or, like minors not being charged in adult courts until people realized that people were committing murders intentionally and sending 16 and 15-year-olds to commit these murders intentionally.
He the reason why the little boys that kill Pop Smoke ain't never really go to jail for real. Because they came out with this law where if you a kid and you could do anything, you ain't going to be tried as an adult no matter what you do. You can be 16 years old, blow up half the city. You ain't like, what, nigga?
Intentionally knowing that those 16-year-olds will be released by 25. So people were killing people's brothers and fathers and sisters and being released in 9 years. And they felt like this was severely unfair.
If that.
So they turned on Gascon, right? And when Gascon tried to get reelected, he realized fairly quickly,
he need the black
they not messing with me, bro. Like, these people are not feeling me no more.
Now, that's crazy,
so bad for Gascon. They were literally trying to recall him and get him out of here. They wanted him gone.
That's crazy.
And he was public enemy number one for a lot of conservatives, and they would use him as the greatest examples of the failures of progressive policies in these urban cities. And people will look at Los Angeles and the crime rates and how unsafe the streets were, and they will blame it all on Gascon. Gascon understood this. He understood the public backlash coming from Twitter, understood the narrative, and he understood he was losing supporters. So him doing this, him going full progressive mode, doing things in his Tory Lanez case that he didn't do for other cases.
Yeah.
To try to win over the hearts of rap fans, of black women who support Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
To send a message, that's not too far-fetched, to be honest.
But my whole thing is, so if that's the case, how did it really go down? See, well, the more I live, bro, the more I realize that life is just an episode of Power, bro. Do your homework on Power. Do your homework on Tommy and Ghost, folks. Do your homework on Tariq St. Patrick. Bro. The real life is just an episode of Power, gang. But my question is, how did he put the play together? Did he put the play together with the girl Kelsey? Did he put the play together with Megan Thee Stallion? Did he call Rock Nation? We might never know.
At first, I probably thought it was. But now, as I look deep, that's not too far-fetched, bro.
Tory's attorneys have alleged prosecutorial misconduct, suppressing of evidence, exculpatory evidence being withheld. And I believe them based on the facts. But why is it that they never tested her DNA onto the gun?
Right.
You knew that she had gunpowder on her hand. They found that out. Why didn't they test that?
So it's 2 people in the car. It's 3 people in the car. 4. Let's say the driver and 3 other people. 1 person got shot. Only 1 person in the entire car has gunshot residue on their hand. This girl got shot supposedly 5 minutes ago before the police got there. Only 1 person had gunshot residue on their hand, and that person was not Tory. And the girl didn't even get tested to see if it was DNA on the damn gun. What are we talking about, bro? I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did?
Why is it that they added this enhancement to his case? Now, enhancements are used for violent gang members, people with a history of brutal crime. George Gascon has had numerous people who have had brutal crimes that he didn't recommend an enhancement.
Right.
One by the name of Raymond Danger Gonzalez, who murdered, premeditated 2 individuals, including a teenager, and he stole
didn't even get gang enhancement.
Their money. No recommendation for enhancements from George Gascon. Or the General Hospital actor Johnny Wagner. He was brutally murdered. No recommendation for enhancements. So this led me to believe instantly that George Gascon had put on a front. He wanted to pretend to be tough on crime so he could have a silver bullet for his next election because he had a black woman that he can say that he protected.
He protected a black woman and he made sure this man got locked. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking scary. That he's sitting in jail. He been sitting in jail 2-3 years fighting a case, millions of dollars, losing out on shit. This man is a superstar, one of the greatest artists of this generation. He's sitting in jail rotting, and now he got stabbed 14 times, and man, this shit's spooky, bro. I'm sorry, but whoever lied, I know they not gonna go to jail. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen to Megan Thee Stallion. Like, nothing. She ain't gonna get canceled. Nothing gonna happen to her. The other girl, ain't nothing gonna happen to them. But this man was in jail damn near dying. Like, that's up to me, gang. He need to sue everybody.
And it's insane that unfairness is pushing through our justice system, but we've seen this with numerous cases with George Gascon. And that's why the Caldwell Institute got involved in this case, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
The playbook that Gascon tried to run isn't a new playbook. It's actually a pretty effective playbook. Gascon was just so bad and did too much damage that it was too late for him. It didn't work.
Right.
But the playbook is ran in the presidential election almost every 4 years. Think about it,
You're
bro.
right.
Think about it.
You're right.
How come the police shooting of black men aren't publicized until it's election year?
Yeah.
Think about it for a second, bro.
Right.
Think about all the instances of police shootings that come to your mind immediately.
Yep.
How come those incidents only happen?
He right.
Well, they
Trayvon Martin, I think, was like 2012, I think. He right.
happen frequently,
He right.
but they only get publicized and blasted to the masses in terms of
He right.
CNN, Fox News, every news outlet, social media, marching, protesting, looting. All the chaos happens during the election year. That's because you know what happens? Some of that money gets thrown out to these media companies.
Hell yeah, push that out.
Marketing.
Hey, push that
They
out. Push
push
that
the
out.
money into spreading and publicizing the
Yeah,
police shooting
you feel
because they want to fearmonger. They want to create this illusion that they're about to step in and save you from this big bad monster. Then once they get elected, the big bad monster that you thought was prevalent and a really big deal, you come to find out, okay, those are fringe cases. Those cases probably happen once in 1,000. You, like, bro, in your life, you'll probably never experience that.
Yeah.
But you go 4 years without really thinking about it.
As soon as the election
And then
comes
right
up,
when the election year comes again,
too.
boom, you got another big story that's everywhere, and now they want to fearmonger you again.
Right.
That's what George Gascon tried to do. After years of allowing murderers
nigga ain't try, he did it.
to go free,
He succeeded.
allowing robbers and looters to come out without any bond, he wanted to be harder on Tory Lanez than literal murderers.
Right.
He wanted
That's
to
crazy.
give Tory Lanez enhancements
That's crazy.
that he didn't give to actually people who killed people.
That's the first thing I said too. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. If y'all found a nigga guilty, but he had five years probation and $1 million in fines, okay, who cares? You know? It's still bogus that y'all lied on the nigga, but whatever, folks. You feel me? Y'all gave that nigga 10 years in prison, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Bro, that's insane to me, gang. 10 years, bro. I know people. I react to videos like this all day, every day, 365 days a year. Do you know what I'm saying? I almost forgot right there. Don't do your homework. Don't forget. Listen, I do this all the time, folks. I've seen people murder people and get 10 years, bro. They got 10 years with another armed robbery on their case, with another felony with gun. They get 3 charges dropped and get 10 years for murdering somebody, bro. You telling me she has some fragments in her foot and you gave that nigga 10 years and gave him a gang enhancement charge? What gang is he in? The nigga is from Canada. Do your homework on Canadians.
Even if you believe that Tory Lanez is guilty, think about it. Do you think it's fair that Tory Lanez would get a gun enhancement
Right.
when people who have actually killed people don't?
Right.
It doesn't make sense, right? And I'm not talking about people already serving life. I'm talking about people who have literally killed somebody and come home in like 10 years. Yep. At this point, it's not if Tory Lanez is going to get released, it's when is Tory Lanez going to get released. Because the justice system is going to prevail, bruh. This level of corruptness has to be corrected for the sake of our Constitution. Now, Tory Lanez's father and Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who is
Trump
also
gonna
really
come
close
through with
friends
that part.
Trump, has been campaigning on behalf of Tory Lanez.
He gonna come through with that part.
And you know this situation is bad. You know it's really corrupt. When you have people who are on the opposite side of things, who usually don't agree when they start agreeing on things. When you have Piers Morgan calling Megan Thee Stallion inconsistent and a liar, you know you have a problem on your hands here, bro.
It's about to get bad.
Now, Anna Paulina's seen Trump yesterday. I'm sure she
It's
talked
about to
to Trump
get bad.
about this.
It's about to get bad.
Now, she's calling on Governor Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez.
It's about to get
but
bad.
It don't even have to be a full-on pardon. All they literally have to do is get rid of the gun enhancement. The gun enhancement is why Tory Lanez is currently in jail right now.
Right.
Without the gun enhancement, Tory Lanez will be out of jail right now.
That's crazy. Hold on. Oh! Can you imagine the album that's going to come out? That's what I'm excited for. Do your homework on the albums, bro. Do your homework on the music, bro. Phone now.
He will be, he'll be out.
He better sue that
Like,
ass.
it'll be time served.
Sue that
Take
ass.
away the gun enhancement, and Tory Lanez has served enough time. He qualified for that 85%. He'll be out right now. So this is not a situation of, free Tory Lanez because, pardon him, he's 100% innocent. Okay, cool.
Maybe he's
right?
not.
But this is a situation of take away the gun enhancement that was very unusual and don't happen to a lot of people under God's con. Tory Lanez father and Congresswoman Luna was on Piers Morgan today. And while on Piers Morgan, they gave such a compelling argument that even Piers Morgan had to call out Megan Thee Stallion for being inconsistent and lying.
I don't think you need to be a conspiracy theorist, Representative Luna, to see there's a lot of inconsistency going on here.
Yeah, and it's been like that from the start, bro.
She denied to Gayle King that there was any...
Like, it's crazy to me, like, bro, since I promise you on Jesus Christ, somebody find a video, Instagram, because I don't even think I had, like, no clout at that point. But I swear to God, gang. I swear to God. Anything you can find anything on my social media that say anything about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, I swear to God on bro, from the first time I heard about it, gang, I'm like, hell no, I don't think he did that. It sounds crazy as hell. And the more I heard, the more I believe that he did not do it. So I'm trying to figure out, how has this been going on in the public eye? Why has people just talking about this, folks?
Relationship with Tory. She then admits that there had been, that she lied.
Right.
She doesn't admit to lying about the circumstances of the shooting, but certainly this goes to the heart of her veracity.
That's bad news for Megan Thee Stallion altogether, where you have Piers Morgan on a platform this big calling you a liar and claiming that your past statements of you lying can actually be used to determine the veracity of your overall statements on Tory Lanez. That's bad.
Yeah.
Now, Tory Lanez's father actually laid out a pretty solid case for Tory Lanez. On his platform, he actually spoke to the corruptness of what took place to Tory Lanez at trial. I was there when Sean Kelly was supposed to testify. Sean Kelly was the defense witness. Tory Lanez and them called Sean Kelly to the witness stand because Sean Kelly gave a statement to the police testifying that he seen a woman fire the gun. When Sean Kelly got to that office, man,
he changed it all up.
The prosecutors brought him upstairs. And by the time Sean Kelly came back downstairs to testify,
he had a whole nother story.
His story has completely changed.
Oh, you know what that means. Cha-ching! Hey, listen, so I know you had that story at first, but listen to me. Listen to me. We give you 400,000 cash right now in this briefcase. I need you to take your ass downstairs and say that the opposite happened. Thank you. No problem. Phone now. I can't even say I'm blaming it.
And a lot of us sat there with our mouths open like, what? Sean Kelly's statement got so bad and it was so contradicting to what he told the police that Tory Lanez's team filed or they petitioned to treat Sean Kelly as a hostile witness.
Yeah.
That's when your witness turns against you. So now you got to treat him as if it's a cross-examination. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
Sean Kelly had this entire story he already gave to where he saw a woman shoot. Then when he hopped on the stand, he said he saw a woman shoot and a man shoot.
Walking through this. I'll never forget the day when we're sitting outside of the courtroom getting ready for court to reconvene. And imagine the only independent witness, which should have been the only objective witness in this case, was a gentleman by the name of Sean Kelly. Interestingly enough, the only person that would be able to have an unbiased viewpoint of what actually happened
is him.
Imagine that the prosecution did not want to call that witness.
Yep.
Why? This is the only independent witness, but yet you don't want to call this person because obviously his bird's eye view will not support what you want the narrative to be. And so when we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in and we sat down and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway.
Right.
And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time.
Yep.
By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense
that he never said.
People who saw it just looked at it and said, this This is crazy.
I was there. And I can
Damn,
see
you was
the
there?
temperature in the room. People were shocked and stunned.
Never.
It became a battle. It became very hostile very quickly.
Yeah.
The defense called a witness, and the witness turned against them after a meeting with the prosecutors minutes before he was called.
So for everybody that maybe don't understand, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Basically, if we on a case, it's me and the prosecutor. The prosecutor trying to get me locked up. I'm trying to defend myself so I don't get locked up. The prosecutor can call a witness, but before they call a witness, they have to talk to the witness about what the fuck he's seen. If the witness says, I seen Tory shoot him, I did not see Tory shoot him, then there's no reason for the prosecutor to call that witness. Because the prosecutor, that witness will be arguing against what the prosecutor is saying. So if I call a witness, that means he already told me, he already made it under oath a lot of times. Under oath means if you lie, you cannot testify in court at all, even in your own trial. So you have to tell the truth. So under oath, you say that you seen a female shoot her. You go upstairs with the prosecutor for whatever reason. You ain't even talk to these folks. They ain't even call you to the courthouse today. You go upstairs. 15 minutes later, you come downstairs. You get on the stand. And you got a completely different story that you never told nobody, folks. You never told a soul. That's weird, bro.
I'm saying that's crazy. That's foul. And regardless of if you think Tory Lanez is guilty or not, you should look at that and say, that's crazy, bro. How is this allowed?
Right.
How?
And nobody said nothing about it.
Now, Tory Lanez's father also laid out a case in terms of the DNA, in terms of, the gun fragments that weren't found.
Yeah.
And he spelled this out pretty perfectly.
Just one last question, because you've made me think of this. But if your son was not responsible for Megan Thee Stallion being shot, we do know that indisputably she was shot.
Right.
Who shot her?
It's only three other people in the car.
First of all, the whole idea of her being shot is a speculation.
Right.
That's a speculation. It's to this point has not been proven that she was even shot. That in all of this, how can you have a situation where in pretrial, the police, LAPD, says that the bullet fragments they had collected from the hospital just mysteriously vanishes. It goes missing. I would think that evidence is something that is protected.
Never, bro. The more I learn, the more I believe that he did not shoot that hole.
Any police department, but they just mysteriously go missing. So there's no bullet fragments to be presented at trial. You have a situation where a gun is shot, and the gun, which is supposed to be your main piece of evidence, does not even show up at court, but some picture of a weapon that resembles or is the type of weapon they say was used. Bad, the weapon does not show up at court.
And if that was my son, y'all would have my son fucked up. I'd be on TV just like Pops on Phonam. Y'all would have my son chopped.
There is absolutely no, we hear this point of 0.1% of his DNA on the gun. Do you know what that actually means when you investigate it?
Nothing.
That over 1.5 billion black people on the planet could have been their DNA.
Right. This is crazy. I don't think anybody can look at this case regardless of how they feel, even if they feel like in their heart.
Damn. And it's people been commenting on these videos like they found partial evidence on the gun. Y'all so stupid. Ooh. He just broke it down for you. The DNA match was 0.1%. That means 1 billion people, black people on this earth, could have been that 0.1%. If they had me on trial, I could have been that 0.1%. Easily. 1 billion motherfuckers on the planet of Earth, gang. It's only like 3 billion of us, 4 billion of us.
Man, Tory Lanez, you did it. You can't, with a clear mind that's not biased, look at this and say, no gun was presented, no bullet fragments was presented, testimonies changed a lot. The witness claimed that he seen a woman shoot. Then he claimed he seen Tory shoot after the prosecutors coached him.
Right.
The witness, who was actually in the car, Kelsey, took the stand and testified that she didn't see Tory Lanez shooter. She don't know what happened. And, bro, anybody can look at this and say, yo, Tory Lanez, you ain't get a fair shot in court.
Gun, you know?
And I think that's what people are asking for, a fair shot. They're not saying, yo, overturn it and no, yo, overturn it, but bro, bring it back to court. Bring it back to court and have them have another shot in court.
Yeah.
But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Y'all think that guy?
Hey man, I've been saying for the record, gang, if he popped her, he bogus. But it don't sound like he popped her, folks. I'm sorry, gang. I'm sorry, bro. And it's I promise y'all, the whole world had me so fucked up when I got out of jail too, boy. Bro, if I was Tory, man, I wouldn't want to kick it with you niggas. I ain't trying to talk. Y'all had me, man, boy. Shit.